Yesterday morning, leaked footage of the highly anticipated game Elden Ring began surfacing across the internet. It's a massive leak considering fans have been waiting for any tiny bit of official information since the game's announcement trailer dropped in 2019. For the unaware, Elden Ring is the next big project from Hidetaka Miyazaki and From Software, the developers of the Souls games, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. What makes it even more unique is that the game, at least in conception, is a collaborative effort between From Software and George R.R. Martin, the man behind Game of Thrones. As for the leaked trailer and the additional footage floating around, we've decided we aren't going to show it here because companies usually react to big leaks like this in one of two ways. They either pretend it didn't happen and then Content ID strike everyone into the ground, or they release an official version of the thing that's being leaked. In this case, we're hoping for the latter because, well, we don't want to get sued, but in all honesty, the leaked video is pretty low quality and shot off screen, most likely with a phone. So we'll show some stills here to illustrate what we're talking about, but thanks in advance for understanding why we're hesitant to show actual footage. So in short, the gameplay, action, and environments are about what you would expect. Even with the low quality of footage, the epic scale of the bosses shown and the fast-paced action is pretty easy to read. Seemingly familiar Souls-like combat is also sprinkled throughout, like the iconic roll, and even an instance that looked like a player was using a version of the Dark Souls spell Homing Soul Mass. However, the biggest takeaway from the leaked footage and a mechanic shown off that will be unique to Elden Ring is horseback riding and mounted combat. Back in an IGN interview from 2019, Miyazaki revealed that the horseback riding would be in the game, but with no gameplay revealed at the time, it was hard to imagine just exactly how that would be implemented. So it's pretty cool to see it working in action now, even if it is just horseback riding that many games have. During that IGN interview, Miyazaki also said Elden Ring would be heavily based off of Dark Souls, but, quote, with a more open and vast environment. The way combat plays out becomes fundamentally different. It seems like there will still be plenty of frustratingly hard and terrifying yet rewarding bosses, based on what we saw, so it will be interesting to see just how else Elden Ring intends to shake things up from the Souls formula. As for how the leaks came to be, it's kind of hard to say. We know that the COVID pandemic has heavily impacted Elden Ring's development. They've talked pretty openly about how challenging making a game in a work-from-home environment has been. And we can imagine the work-from-home situation makes it a little more convenient for would-be leakers to capture something on their phone from home as opposed to being in an office. We're not saying this is necessarily an internal leak, just that it's probably a lot harder to keep tabs on assets in a remote environment. But there's also a general community morale element to this too. There was a notable disappointment from fans when General Manager for Xbox Games Marketing, Aaron Greenberg, shot down a speculative post from DualShockers that an official trailer for Elden Ring would drop during the upcoming Xbox showcase on March 23rd. So a lot of frustrated fans half-jokingly questioned if the game was even real at that point. In response, a lot of industry leaders, including Jason Schreier and Jeff Grubb, gave nods that Elden Ring was very much a real game and news about it would probably be revealed pretty soon. They didn't tip their hands any more than that, and it's safe to assume that the leak was unexpected from all parties. But that brings us to this week, where Video Games Chronicle's Andy Robinson reported yesterday morning that a leaked Elden Ring trailer is being actively circulated in online chat groups. VGC can confirm. Eurogamer also reported that the footage was leaked quietly several weeks ago and is just surfacing now. Sometime shortly after the VGC article went up, posts and tweets were starting to be shared more publicly, and the edgelords rose from their crypts and you know the rest. Given the timing of the leak and the quality of the leaked trailer, it's pretty safe to assume that we will hear something official about the game from Bandai Namco or From Software very soon. As we mentioned before, it's likely they'll just release the official trailer sometime in the coming weeks, if history is a precedent for this. And even though Microsoft won't be showing the game at their showcase at the end of the month, it's very possible that we could learn even more about Elden Ring from an unannounced Bandai Namco showcase sometime in the very near future. In the meantime, take solace knowing that Elden Ring is very much a real game with real gameplay and also horseback riding. But what did you think about this footage? Did you go and look it up yourself, and were you impressed, or do you think you're just gonna wait until an official trailer drops? Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you like this video, please consider giving us a like or a subscribe. Thanks.